wrestling fans, sorry about that. We are back.
Hey, sorry.
Too much of this. I gotta see where they're at. Looks like Butch is starting it out with Jey Uso. Yes, Jey Uso. We got 5 minutes left until the next. We're for the advantage.
Brian Salas is in the chat. Hey, Brian.
Thanks for joining us.
Says, did it just start?
It is. It's starting right this second.
So the pay-per-view started a while ago.
They haven't hit each other yet. Butch is in there with Jey Uso.
But this is the men's War Games match. This is the end of the pay-per-view, and the War Games match between the men just started. So we have Jey and Butch in there, sizing each other up. All the other dudes are in the cages on the outside. Pickle says, y'all leaving the stream not very oozy. Yeah.
Very oozy.
Very un-oozy of us leaving the stream and whatnot.
So the Brawling Brutes started out with their Achilles heel, which is a very wise move.
That they started out with?
With their Achilles heel. Somebody that can't lose because it's early. Right?
Yeah.
You want to throw your worst player out there first.
Yeah. Probably.
Well, because it doesn't matter. You want your fresh guy, your big guys last, your best wrestlers.
True. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We have Anthony Manzano in the chat. Hey, Anthony says, Gab, can a stable like Disciples of Apocalypse work in today's WWE? Or is that a gimmick that was a sign of the times during the 90s and early 2000s?
Yeah, I think it's a sign of the times. Just like I don't think you would get away with having like a Russian that was a bad guy right now, even though all that stuff happened in the Ukraine and all that. I just don't think it would go over well because everybody's so sensitive. I don't think you can do anything that could hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
Which is sad because those are good storylines.
Mm-hmm. Brian says, wait, so is there NXT Superstars? Because I remember it was Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, or is different?
No, there is no NXT Superstars on this episode.
Yeah. There is just SmackDown and Raw people that are in this particular War Games.
And it's just teams. They're not even SmackDown versus Raw at this point. This is just, they just built some teams and they're fighting each other.
From each place and all that stuff.
The women are basically from Raw. And the men are from SmackDown, kind of, but there was both, I think.
Yeah.
Right? But that's kind of how they did it. But the Bloodline, obviously, and then the Brawling Brutes and Drew and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens might be a Raw superstar, but other than that, I think they're all from SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
But he also could just be whatever, a drifter. Right. He was born to walk alone.
Was he? Is that how it works? Anyways, what's his face? Old broody guy here.
You're talking about Butch?
Butch, that guy. He's taking it to
Pete
Jey.
Dunne, whatever you want to call him.
He's taking it to Jey with some very mean.
Head first into the cage. He might have dislocated his shoulder.
Using some moves on him, like joint manipulation.
Just put the one up because we the ones. In the Uso Penitentiary.
Right. Brian says, yeah, because I remember they added NXT once.
Yeah, they did, and it was because of the missed flight. I don't know if you guys remember what happened there, but they had a flight in Saudi Arabia that was held up because of some pay-per-view money that wasn't being transferred over to Vince, and then the Prince, so Vince cut it off the air there on TV, and so the Prince landed their plane or grounded it.
So it couldn't take off, basically.
And so basically they couldn't get back in time, so they had to put a whole bunch of people on SmackDown from NXT, and so they just made that Survivor Series NXT also.
Yes, it was terrible. I hated it immensely. It really made me angry. Anthony Manzano says, honestly, I don't think a stable like Nation of Domination would even work because that gimmick was a carbon copy of the Black Panthers from the 60s.
Right.
Chris says, damn, people getting worked up in other streams just because I mentioned my Royal Rumble prediction and put me in timeout, like, because I mentioned Punk. Like, dude, grow the fuck up, mad over predetermined sport. That's fantasy booking at this point, right? We don't know what's going on with CM Punk, where he's going, like where he's not going to go.
There's a lot of sensitive people in this world.
It's just weird, but whatever.
And they think they can control how they feel inside by trying to control what's happening outside. And that's why they're all upset.
Mm-hmm. And
it's human nature.
Yeah. Anthony says, sorry, I missed some of your guys' streams in the past
Oh,
few
it's all
weeks.
right.
First, I was dealing with COVID. I'm visiting family up in Vegas. My sister's having a baby soon. Oh, well, congratulations on that, or being an uncle. And, yeah, lots of things happening, my friend. We understand life happens.
Butch is out first, or Ridge Holland comes out first.
Ridge Holland from that side of the team, huh? Interesting.
Now we're in a 3-minute stance. We got a 3-minute. See, and that was 4:47 when they brought him out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I guess it hasn't come out yet. Never mind. So they're right at 5 minutes. I keep looking at this clock.
It depends on which one you're going by. If you're going
Well,
by
that
this
one, I
or...
started with this one. So, yeah, we're right
So
at
they're
it.
doing... They
About
did
3
it.
seconds over.
They did good this time. Not
Butch,
a weird minute
and then
off.
Ridge, and then anyways, and Jimmy, or Jay.
Oh.
Jay's the right-hand man.
Chris says...
I've seen what he
even-
does with his right hand, and you don't want to be anywhere near that.
Ew.
It's good.
Chris says they even made an assumption that was not a WWE fan just because I mentioned AEW. This is the reason why casual fans are turned off by wrestling. Yeah, it's just weird. Anthony says, how early should I get my future nephew to start watching wrestling? What's the perfect age? The minute they're born.
I think you need to put them down, and they need to see your passion for the sport. And then by the time they're 3, they should know all their favorites. And by the time they're 4, they should know every wrestler. Not kidding. I've seen it from little kids. They are sponges. It's just like a language to them.
Yep.
You remember the 2 boys?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember their names now. Ethan and something. It was Ethan and something. Anyways, those 2 boys knew everything about wrestling. Everything. And they were... One was like 5 and the other one was 3. And they knew everything.
Yeah.
The
that
older
was
one
Jeremy's
was...
nephews,
Yeah,
huh?
the older one was kind of slower.
Yep. But
the
they knew
younger,
him.
the younger one, the 3-year-old, knew... I mean, he was sharp. Like his attack.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're doing it with them the whole time, yeah, they'll totally just
Yeah,
be...
so right at, 2, 3 years old.
I don't know what's happening.
Can't help you.
Pickle says
I
thinking
don't
of
even know
making
what
a
would
sandwich
make that
right now.
noise.
Yeah, make one.
Get that turkey sandwich, if that's what it is.
I don't know if he has a turkey sandwich. What kind of sandwich it gonna be if it's not turkey? Brian says, "Oh, that's why they added NXT because me and my brother were like, why did they add it?
Yeah,
They didn't have enough people.
It was
They
a
didn't have
Saudi
enough
Arabia
people on the roster, and
event.
so that's why. Just that, yeah, it was a delay for all the other regular people coming back." Piccolo says, "Beefy Chris Pratt joins the melee. It's Jay." Yeah. Oh, beefy Chris Pratt out there. Chris says, "Yeah, I've been watching WWF since I was born." Anthony says, "I've noticed
too.
this for WWE when they do these timed matches like the Rumble or an Iron Man match from when the countdown clock actually starts from when it's actually seen on television."
Yeah, they definitely manipulate the time. You'll see it disappear, and then they bring it back up.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. They're just manipulating it. In the women's, there was quite a bit of manipulation. In this one, we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that women's one, they like took the time clock away for a while and then it came back, but more time had gone off of it than really had. It was really weird.
All right, Sammy's coming out for the Bloodline. Sammy's coming out. There's some confusion because Jimmy was ready. He was out the door, and Roman grabbed him and pulled him back and sent Sammy.
Oh, interesting. So we're going to see how well this is going to work out for
Sammy's
old
taking
Jay.
his sweet-ass time, which he should do. If I was them, I would just stay on the outside of the cage.
Why?
Wait till all 5 of your members, then go in there when the match starts and win. While you're all fresh.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to get in. There's no rules. Unless there's a rule I don't know about, which there's not.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a rule. I don't think there is a rule about that at all.
No, we watched Bayley picking up trash outside.
Chris says, but I would say don't get too obsessed because you'll end up like an a-hole that gets sensitive when your fave wrestler doesn't win, booked a certain way, or is actually an a-hole outside the ring. Brian says, for Christmas, I'm going to ask for a WWE toy ring with Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Demon One, and Kevin Owens, or Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Absolutely nothing wrong with those
Fun.
guys.
Anthony says, do you guys see the Bloodline turning onto Sami during the match or after the match or on SmackDown next Friday?
No, I don't know yet. It's hard to say because Sammy's kicking some ass right now, and the Bloodline's doing so well. It does add a storyline because they could put him with Kevin Owens and they could go up against the Usos. And I do feel like they'll be the ones that dethrone the Usos as champions. I just don't know if they want to do it in December and January.
Right.
That's how I look at it. Maybe they want to hold off on that just another month.
Maybe.
And maybe still do it, but do it closer to the Royal Rumble.
True. Yeah. That's a possibility, too. Piccolo says the Sami element. This is so great.
Because the next pay-per-view is over 2 months away now.
Right.
This is the last big show of this year, and then the big show of next year is the Royal Rumble, but it's not till the 28th. They're playing basketball out there. So.
Guys, Brian says I haven't watched WWE since 2019. Oh, wow.
What happened that year?
What made you stop? Life? Something in wrestling?
Something you didn't like, or just time? Wait, know me, Sammy? Don't start this right now. We're working as a team. Check yourself. Oh, Butch, the Achilles heel of the Brawling Brutes, down on top of both of them.
Oh, somebody else should be coming out.
Yeah, we are going to get a new member.
It's going to happen here pretty soon.
I will know in 30 seconds. Exactly.
People's like, for Christmas, I asked Santa for a 5'9" Russian doll with all the fun accessories.
That
Nice.
is a hell of a present right there. It might cost you a couple $1,000, but you can get one.
Anthony says they predicted that Drew Mack was going to join the Brutes as part of their team, but I see him joining the stable permanently on SmackDown next week.
That would be interesting. That would make it a 4-man team. I don't know.
I think that would hurt Drew McIntyre for being a singles wrestler and going after main titles.
Drew McIntyre coming out next. That's
Brian
big. I thought he was going to be
too
last.
boring. Oh, yeah.
Wow,
That's why you stopped
huge.
watching, huh? Because it was boring.
With Drew Mack coming out.
Drew Mack coming out next.
In the middle.
God damn. Oh, shit.
So Kevin Owens is going to be the main guy because it's going to be the biggest pop. I figured it would be Kevin because Sammy's out there.
Right.
But they're holding off on that.
Maybe. Till later. Oh, no. Poor Butch.
Oh, no. Old Butchie. And there is Drew McIntyre.
Here comes the big man. Oh, what can we do about him? Well, I'm sorry that it became too boring for you to watch, and that's why you stopped. Sometimes with WWE, you have to wait.
Yeah, it's just wait or hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
That's your better one to say.
Yeah,
because that's how the
happens a
whole
lot
thing
with them.
is like they'll bring people in and you're just like, oh, or whatever, and then it always corrects itself. It just takes some time.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like before Vince left, though, he was like letting things go stagnant.
Right.
And I don't know if it had anything to do with his sex abuse scandals and stuff, and so he wasn't paying a lot of attention to it.
Right.
But
that's a good possibility, too.
because I do feel like things were just stagnant, and then he'd just have a pay-per-view for no reason with wrestlers in it just to pay the bills or something. Like none of the storylines made sense or anything. But I do like what Triple H is doing, and I do not like what Triple H is doing, which makes wrestling what it is.
Yep.
You
True.
can't make everybody happy all the time, and you can't definitely make me happy all the time.
Well, I think it's harder when you've watched it for your whole entire life and have seen like the differences happen in each era, and the era that you didn't like, so you stopped watching it, kind of thing, and then came back to watching it. Yeah, I think you have a different perspective on it, I guess.
Yeah.
Chris says, forgot Cross wasn't even on the show tonight. Maybe Bray Wyatt segment after War Games? I don't think so, Chris.
It really just depends. I mean, it looks like we're already kind of pushing that hour. I don't have my watch on, but
yeah,
we're
it's
getting
like
really
8:46.
close. We're getting really close to that 11 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
And we are going to go over a little bit.
Brian says, wait, did Hell in a Cell already happen already?
Well, it's not Hell in a Cell. It's War Games.
Well, no.
Oh, the
Hell in a
pay-per-view?
Cell, the pay-per-view already
Yes.
happened. Yes, Brian, it did. It happened in October?
October, maybe, yeah.
August, October, somewhere in there. It was a weird time because it wasn't like the normal time that it usually is. It was like a month before or something.
Yeah, we didn't have one in September, right? Because we had No, it was August we didn't have one. We had one in September
Yeah.
and in October.
Yeah.
August didn't have a pay-per-view this year.
Right. Anthony says, were you guys shocked that Becky was the final member, or was it expected? There were rumors. I just wish they would have waited literally until the
24 hours.
pay-per-view and then done it.
It would have been a lot cooler to have her pop right when it happened.
Yeah, have the pay-per-view and have her come out last for the people, the girls in the cage, and that would have been the biggest surprise.
Right.
I mean, it could have been rumored all they wanted, but I think it would have been a bigger pop for everybody. It looks like Travis is happy all the time. It's sus.
All right, Jimmy Uso, it looks like Jimmy's time. And we knew Jimmy was coming because he was going to come out last time.
Yep. Brian says, I was 1 month late, dead. Yeah, it happens.
Jimmy's grabbing
Jimmy's like, I'm
tables.
Gonna bring in some
Well, they
tables.
have been tributing a lot to the Dudleys lately with that 3D as their finisher. They went to that.
Right.
Which is the Dudleys move, so maybe having chairs doesn't hurt.
I guess not. I have no
Hey,
idea.
Devon, get the table.
Is that what they would say?
Yeah.
It
The
was
whole
like,
crowd would say it. He'd go, Devon, and they'd be like, get the table.
it was like, what pay-per-view was I on? You were on SummerSlam
SummerSlam.
and what was the other one?
The first one, Money
Money in the Bank.
Money in the
There
Bank,
you
and
go.
then SummerSlam.
Yeah.
In that order.
Money in the Bank and then SummerSlam.
What is he doing? Why isn't he letting him open the table?
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, Sammy pushed it back. Well, this is fine now. Have it happen now before there's a match.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is Sammy isn't a big enough competitor
He's not.
to make it matter if he switched sides. If it was 6-on-4 of the Bloodline, I still feel like they win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, weird, but yeah. Anthony says that's my new pay-per-view schedule for WWE Rumble in January, WrestleMania in April, Memorial Day, Meltdown in May, SummerSlam in August, Fall Brawl in September, and Survivor Series in November.
Good stuff.
Pico says that was Money in the Bank. I thought, yes, it was. And Brian says, do you guys remember when the Money in the Bank happened in the WWE headquarters? Yes.
I do, absolutely. During the pandemic, that was the
Yeah.
Asuka.
That was Asuka's win.
And Otis.
And that was when Becky came out and said she was pregnant. And in the case was the actual belt. And that's how Asuka won it and became the women's champion for however long through the pandemic.
Right.
They did her dirty.
Yeah, and that was terrible.
I mean, I didn't mind her being a champion, but they really did her
yeah.
dirty for her championship.
And not
run.
only that, but then they put her in tag team
Stupid
matches.
shit.
By the way, they did the same thing with Bianca.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not like Bianca's title run has been memorable.
No, she did shitty. They did it, her shitty shit too, but it was like SummerSlam. I remember now. Yeah, the SummerSlam one was,
The
yeah,
money
we
one.
dressed up with cowboy hats and whatnot, you know. Had some Jell-O shots. You remember Jell-O? That's why I said we have had Jell-O lately. They just happen to have alcohol in them.
Kevin Owens came out, by the way.
Oh, they're trying to get Drew to go through the table, but that didn't happen. Oh, poor Sammy.
Yeah, with the Glasgow
He's
kiss.
like, I'll take that hit. Oh, man.
Kevin Owens says
Headbutts.
Sheamus is going to be last. I figured it would be Drew. And I also thought they would start it with Sheamus, but good for them.
Gosh.
I just don't know
I
why
guess
you
he
wouldn't
just
throw...
wants some
If this
chairs.
is the case, why didn't you just put Kevin out there one before and save Drew, energy-wise?
I don't
Maybe
know.
because this guy's heavier set and he doesn't have the energy?
I don't know.
We'll
Who
see. Look, he's beating
knows?
everybody with chairs. Is he going to hit Sammy with the chair?
Yes.
Oh! Double chair slap.
Ah.
That's got to hurt your hand.
A little bit, huh?
Oh, DDT.
Ew.
Right to the steel.
Brian says, has a pay-per-view happen on one of your guys' birthdays?
Not yet. I don't think. No, not mine. And hers is in the middle of the week right now, too.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be on Friday next. So I'll have a SmackDown on mine in January.
Nice.
Friday the 13th.
Better take the day off. It says it would have had more Jell-O shots if it had
shit.
veggies in them. I'll remember that next time, Ayla. Make sure it's something chewy in there.
Like a carrot. A raw carrot.
Yeah, because No, I'm going to cook those
A
butches.
stew carrot. It'd be all like powdery, weird, like. Uh-oh.
I'm going to cook them up.
Ridge.
Oh, shit. Piccolo says he hasn't hit Sami yet. Yeah, Sami was over on the other side, knocked out for a bit. Ayla says every pay-per-view is my birthday. Feels like it anyway. When you get to dress up and do stuff, right? It's always fun to dress up, do
Play
things.
dress up.
Huh?
Play dress up.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Don't
almost
you
ready.
dare.
Are they ready for solo?
Bryce says, wait, your birthday is in January? Mine too. If yours
13th.
is in January, yeah. Travis is in January. Mine's in February. Chairs and tables. We didn't get any ladders. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Oh, no. Drew's going after Sami, beating him up in the corner. And Jimmy's like, I got a table ready
Big
for
right hand
myself
by
to go
Drew.
through later. It's going to be fun. Oh, right now, I mean. That's a good thing he set up that table for himself.
Here comes Solo. Here comes Solo. Right down Solo lane.
Shut up, Sikoa. Pickle's like, I'm going to put peas, carrots, and grapes in my jello shot. All together. Like peas, carrots, and grapes all together in a jello shot.
It's like a turducken.
Or are you going to do peas in the green ones, carrots in the orange, and then grapes in
The grapes
yellow?
are fine. I'd eat a grape in jello shot.
Ayla's like, please do, Fat Lisa, have a party with your friends and don't say anything. Oh my god, that's horrible.
Would they choke to death if they were doing shots and there was like hard fruit or hard vegetables?
Well,
in
that's,
there?
I mean, you might have to cook them. That's what I was saying. I mean, you'd cook them and cool them down. You know what I mean? Like, just till they were cold. Brian says, well, I'm a go. Sorry, I can't be here the whole match. I have to go sleep to watch the World Cup at 5 a.m.
Oh,
All
World
right.
Cup.
Well, thanks for hanging out with
All
us
right,
for as
see
long
you,
as you
boss.
did, Brian. We appreciate it. Come around and hang out with us again. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for SmackDown, Raw, and AEW's Dynamite on Wednesdays.
Dynamite. And no, we don't do Rampage.
Nope.
All right, European uppercuts coming out of the woodwork right there.
Ooh, yeah, throw him
Solo
over there.
into the ropes, picks
Get him
him
some more.
up, Samoan drop, brings him down.
Rawr, he says, hey, man. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because a Ferrari engine would move a bulldozer.
I guess it would.
It wouldn't even move.
They're like, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm going to say things out of my butthole. Here we go.
Now, a Lamborghini motor might work. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Lamborghini owned a tractor company.
Well, that makes
And
a
he
lot
went to a
of sense.
Ferrari dealer and said, hey, look, your shit doesn't shift right. And every time, I've replaced that transmission 3 times. And they said, you just don't know how to drive. So he made a
His own.
Lamborghini.
And he said, well, fine, I'll show you how to make a real sports car.
Right.
And this is how you do shifting that's smooth.
So, I mean, a Lamborghini engine, not the ones in a Lamborghini nowadays, would definitely move a bulldozer.
Pico's like, Samoan head is a hard head. Yeah.
I don't know
it is.
anything about that. That
His
sounds,
butt says
that sounds
street
like
champ.
a stereotype.
Hey, what you doing,
I don't
crazy?
support any stereotypes
Hey.
on this channel,
What are you doing? What are you doing?
except for that cats are mean assholes. That's a stereotype I will support. Seems like I don't give kisses.
Oh, look, it's Drew McIntyre with the
Oh,
solo-ness.
Solo Sikoa.
Psha.
Sikoa, whatever his name is.
Sequoia.
Sikoa.
Sikoa, solo Sequoia. Sequoia.
Oh, look at this. Kicking
Better
each other in
hurry
the
up,
head.
because you're going to get
Damn,
Shamey
Drew
in
went
there
down
next.
first. Here comes
Yeah.
Sheamus. Here comes Sheamus. Right down Sheamus lane.
Do you even need that?
Yeah, it runs that.
Oh.
That's why I always look that way when he touches that. All right,
Oh,
so we're just
Leopold
waiting on the
watching.
tribal chief. We got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Shamey. Shamey's next. He's coming down. He's going to say hi to everybody.
Drew.
Is he just going to run in, or is he going to put things in there? Like,
No, he just got in, beating people up. Sami wouldn't let him in, so he ripped
Other
Sami's
things.
fingers off and then attacked him. He's like, who are these little guys? Can I eat one of them? Oh, he does have a black eye.
Who?
Sheamus.
Oh,
It's actually
damn.
red eye, but it is.
Oh, Sammy's
bruised.
trying to make it so he can't get in. Oh, I don't know how well that's gonna work out.
Yeah,
that's
he's just
be,
going to rip his
that's gonna be
fingers
sad.
clean off. Look how thick that chain link is, like how wide it is.
It is pretty. Oh shit, that is pretty wide. Some thick
Like,
ass
I
shit.
think you could stick your hand through it.
Yeah, the holes
Clothesline
in it are
after
pretty big,
clothesline.
huh?
Yeah.
They're like, we need to make it so toes can go in it. I need to make it toe hold size. Okay.
It would be cool if they got up top, but they just go up top on the inside because they don't put a top on it.
Chris says, plus I never said I was an AEW fan or even a WWE fan anymore, but even though it was his channel and I gave him an opinion, he didn't like that. Doesn't mean you call me names and ban me.
Yeah, it happens.
Sorry, Chris. I don't know what to tell you. If anything, that makes him a bigger a-hole than the fake sport a-hole. Gee. Oh, boy. Hi, Leopold. What you doing?
Sheamus is rallying his troops. He's got all of them.
We put a cone of shame on you? Hey, gather.
Brawling brutes going right after the Usos.
Right?
We're almost
get out
there,
there.
guys. We're seconds away from Roman entering this. Will he walk to the ring slow? He's ready. Sammy's been clutch.
He's in the clutch.
He has been clutch.
Oh, good. He's been helping out like a good boy.
Doing his job.
As Piccolo
that's
says,
okay.
yeah, just cut my losses. Not worth the headache. Exactly. Just like, just leave it. Oh, they think they're going to get him.
They aren't getting him. With about.
The Brawling Brutes people are getting the other group.
They did add some time, guys, because I was watching the clock, and then there was 30 seconds left when there was 30 seconds left when it went off.
Ooh, lies. Lies!
All right. Roman's the last member. I'm going to put my clipboard down because there is no more wrestling.
Chris says Bloodline red gear reminds me of Undisputed Era and War Games when they wore camel one year and red in another.
Right. Back in the NXT days. So we're right at 26:40, and we got about 30 seconds left for that TV. He's coming out right now. 3, 2, and 1. Here comes Roman Reigns. He's like, oh, what's this?
He's like, I love this thing. Whack!
Here he comes, Roman, walking slowly, as he
People's
should.
like 30 seconds.
Everybody's waiting. So the whole entire Brawling Brute side, they're all broody. They're on the one side just waiting for Roman.
Right?
The whole team. They're all beat up. They're not in good shape.
Right?
Hey,
He's like, oh, there's all kinds of things under here to play with. I got it!
let me hang upside down here.
He's like, ah.
Hey, I need this.
He's like,
Don't be
now
a-
I will kill it.
Don't be a D.
Pickle's like 818 days. Chris is like, the might lock Paul in a cage. Yeah. Pickle says Roman fools everyone and turns face. LOL.
Oh, Lord.
Or, you know what? He just never gets in there. But he does. He's in there. He's doing stuff. He's in there, standing there. They're all staring at each other like a bunch of weirdos. For real started. It's War Games.
Right at the 28-minute mark.
War Games begins.
It started. This is a flat-out slobber knocker.
They all can barely stand. Who's going to go after who?
Roman just cleans house.
How exciting. It's a showdown. I'm so scared. Chris says they always do this spot where each team stares at each other.
Yeah.
Is this a normal War Games thing? They didn't do it in the women's. I feel left out of the women's part that they didn't do it.
Yeah, the women aren't clever enough.
Right? Oh. Poor Sammy. He got stuck with what's-his-face over there.
Yeah, and that's a big thing to be stuck with.
Well, he's huge.
Oh, what's his face?
Yeah, what is his face?
Drew?
No, the big guy.
Oh, Ridge?
Yeah, Holland, dude. Who's gonna get pinned? Who's gonna pin who?
Sammy pins Jay.
What? No. I don't think that's how that would work.
They're like, the referee's like,
He's on your team. Oh, I hate him. Pickles like Roman fools everyone turns face in. Chris says they always... Oh, I read these. Sorry, guys. He's like, what? You think you're... Oh, Drew and Shamey are going after the tribal chief. We're his friend. Oh, there's Sammy. Oh, Sammy's taking a broody thing beat down from Drew Mac.
all sorts of beating. Look at this. They line them up, and then they all do the bells of the belt hold or whatever.
Oh, jeez.
All of them. They beat the whole line of them.
Oh, freaking dumb.
There. Beats of the bell run. See? It's a beat down. It's a circle jerk, but in a straight line.
Jeez.
So Sammy and Kevin Owens have yet to touch.
Yeah, they haven't even said hi to each other.
They haven't touched tips. They haven't touched nothing. Somebody brought like a bell or something. I thought I heard the bell ring.
Oh, no. Listen, somebody out there with some cowbell. More cowbell! More cowbell! More cowbell. His dancing is what kills you every time. Ayla's like a straight line jerk, haha. Yes.
Yep.
Anthony Manzano says, Gab, are you guys surprised when Dominic turned on his father that it wasn't Santos Escobar the one pulling the strings instead of the Judgment Day? Because it made more sense for him to join Legado.
Huh. That would have been interesting. But no, I would have never even put those together.
Yeah.
At the time, I think he was still in NXT.
Yeah.
Santos.
It definitely wasn't a surprise of him turning on his dad. I don't think it was like a really like, oh wow, that happened. Oh, did you bring your whole toy? That's
Hi, Mom.
good job, buddy. Thank
Throw it.
you. You're so good.
He's going after Mr. McBoss, man.
I know, he hates him.
He's like, he has something I can chew on.
He's like, what does his face look like? Gonna be good? Gonna be mean?
Damn, Solo just gets kicked right in the
Chocolates.
face.
He's not cat litter.
Sami Zayn beating the shit out of...
Oh, we got saved. Old Butchie threw himself out of nowhere.
Oh, shit, there it is. Jay just kicked Sammy. Super kicked him.
On purpose?
Nope.
Or
No,
missed?
it was an accident, but it's going to look on purpose.
Oh.
Now Jimmy and Jay are upset
Oh,
at each
he's
other.
beating up Butch. Getting him.
Jimmy's trying to wake up Jay, or I mean Sammy.
That's the tribal chief, he's saying.
Big right hands.
Oh, shit. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that was something what you would expect. People's like Canadians. Ew. I know, right? Ugh. Chris says, I wonder if Uncle Howdy will still show up or segment after War Games match. I don't know, Chris. It doesn't feel like they should do that. Chris says Jay kicks Sammy. He did. It happened.
Yeah, Roman hasn't seen it yet. You notice Roman is the only one not in red.
He's not in red?
Not even a little bit. Well, his right hand has red.
Oh, okay. He was wearing the shirt earlier in the locker room, but yeah.
The 1D instead of the 3D.
Right?
Ridge breaks up the pin.
Yeah, because Jimmy was going to get the pin on old Butchie Pants. Who's going through that table? He is.
Ridge. Oh, Roman.
Roman's taking him
Ugh.
through the table.
On a ride.
Hi, buddy.
Fantastic
Thank
voyage.
you. It's very
Ride,
nice
ride,
of you.
slippery slide. Better be ready when the 5 roll by. Roll on. Some Coolio.
Coolio. Piccolo says, I need a picture of Sami Zayn and KO drawn as South Park characters. Their beady eyes and floppy heads. Wouldn't take much.
Kevin
It's like
Owens.
Terrence and Phillips.
We all want to see Kevin Owens in this solo Sikoa in a match, right?
Do we?
Don't you? Like,
Why?
I feel like that would be a good little feud.
Maybe. Chris says, or just show a glitch on the Titatron as they walk away. Maybe. Titantron, maybe. Titatron.
They're Titron.
The Titatron.
That's what they used to call it in the 90s. The big boobs everywhere in wrestling.
Oh, Drew got thrown through a table by Solo Sikoa. Oh. And then Kevin Owens is like, here, take a stunner, dude.
Take
He's
it.
like, I'll pin ya. Like, Roman's like, yeah, no. Ooh. Roman has blood on his arm.
Yeah, he's bloody.
Somebody's got blood.
It's probably Roman.
You think he's
He
bleeding?
went through the table. Yeah.
Oh.
With his forearm.
Oh. I'm not done with you. I think that's why Kevin Owens trying to like get Sami is because he still has beef with Roman. And
Right.
he's trying to like get Sami to be all like, mer.
Oh, Roman does have red boxers on. You can see his underwear.
Ew, gross. Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, shit.
Super punch in his face hole.
Sami just saved the tribal chief from Kevin Owens.
Good for him. He gonna show his loyalty, bitch.
That was it. It was over. Kevin had him beat. See, right here he has it over. It's over. Pins him. That's his finisher.
Ooh.
See his underwear?
Yep.
It's red. Kicks him. Brings him down. That's it. Ring the bell, right? 1, 2. Sami.
He stopped the ref.
Now the only 2 men standing are Sami and Kevin.
Uh-oh. Now what?
He's kicking Roman. He's beating Roman up like Roman's like some rag doll.
Who is?
Oh, Sami hit Kevin in the nards.
Nice. It's gonna happen.
There's your loyalty.
Canadian against Canadian.
There's your loyalty. That's as far as the Canadians' loyalty goes. Just kidding.
Beat him.
Stereotype.
Smack him in the face.
Did he apologize right afterward?
Probably.
It's all right. All right.
It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
That's your family. Look at him. He's grabbing him by the hair. See, here comes the super kick. He catches it. Watch this. Right to the groin. Boom! Now what is
How's
he?
that for loyalty, bitches?
Why
now
is
what?
he in the Tribal Chief's face? And the Tribal Chief's like shaking his head at him.
Get him.
Holula kick. There it is.
Do it. Come on, Sami. Get him.
Now they're going to turn on him. Right? After he turned on Kevin 100%, joined the Bloodline, they're going to turn on him.
Probably. Pico's like, oh, so damn good. Pico's like, down low, sorry, buddy. And Luna's like, I can feel my crotch in pain right now.
That's it. It's over. The Holula kick.
Drop him on the ground like he's hot. Drop him like he's hot.
What a surprise here. Kevin Owens just got
Pin him.
betrayed by a friend.
He's like, here, pin his ass, Jay. Get on him.
He's like, fuck you. And then does it anyways.
He's like, you bitch.
And that's it. Jey Uso wins it.
He gave Jay the win.
For the Uso
Wow.
Penitentiary in the Bloodline.
He even gave Jay the win.
Yeah.
Damn.
38-33. A little bit shorter in the women's.
Interesting.
Not a lot shorter, though.
Interesting. Pico's like, it's all right, buddy. Here's a hell of a kick, buddy.
Hell of a.
It's the Halula kick. Halula, halula, halula. Halula, 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 halula.
So it took the men 28 minutes to get out there. It took the women 27:40.
Oh, my.
But the women went 12 minutes and the men went exactly 10 and 33 seconds. So 10 and a half
That's
minutes.
weird.
So the men went a little bit longer. There it is. So Roman's hugging Sami. I still feel like this is going to be the Jay turn. They keep showing Jay's face.
Well, he's
But, I
probably
mean, they
all
could
upset.
easily-
Like,
I don't know. It might happen here, guys. Because just keep watching.
well, Fletcher's like, finally for once in a year where Raw finally lost after 6 years of winning.
Oh, what? Look at that. Is that Jay? Jay just walk over and give him a big fucking hug?
They finally accept him because he did what they expected him to do.
Yeah.
Proven
Now
that he's not a bitch.
He's officially accepted unless they turn on him right this second.
Oh, God.
I still feel like they could.
I feel like they should just turn on him and get rid of him.
Wait for Roman to just give the nod or something. See, watch, because when Jay accepts him, it's weird.
Yeah.
See, watch. Jay runs to him and hugs him.
Yeah, it's weird.
The crowd loves it. Look at the crowd. They're all cheering, standing up cheering.
We want
This
you
is
to
the
be
bad
friends.
guys.
We want you to be friends. Be friends, everybody. You need to be friends.
It's official. He is part of the bloodline.
Well, I just felt like because he didn't lie to Roman about Kevin talking to him, you know, it was kind of like, well, you know, maybe on my part, you know, I should have said something to Jay, but
Sometimes, you know, you just want to fit in, and you will beat up somebody that you love
Yep.
to fit in.
It's totally what'll happen. Yeah, Kevin Owens thought he had it. He's like, oh my God, I told him I'm going to win.
There's no
And
honor
then Sammy's like,
amongst
ha 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 ha. Broke the count, bitches. Not because he grabbed Kevin, though, which is even funnier. It was because he grabbed the ref, which is weird. And I guess in this kind of a match, it doesn't matter. Chris says, Sami is like friend, LOL.
This goddamn affirmative action's just killing the bloodline.
Justin says, could you believe Jey Uso super kick Sami Zayn? I hope Roman Reigns Superman punch Jey Uso on Raw. He won't. Anthony Manzano says, Gab, if the Bloodline was going to win the match anyways, it made no sense to give the baby faces the advantage in the first place. Just give the advantage to Roman and the Bloodline. You have to give the advantage to the baby faces, right? Because they're the you know, people that should get it or whatever.
Right, but you also had to have Roman come out last. So
Yeah.
the only way to do it was to have the other team have the advantage.
Yep,
So Roman came in last. You don't want your superstar coming in first.
exactly. Robbie's like, what a pay-per-view going on. Yeah, Heidi says Owens' balls is going to hurt for a long time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to have to put some ice on those puppies.
Yep. Well,
That was fantastic.
Kevin trying to put seeds of doubt in everybody's minds. Oh, he's still staring at him. Look at him. Looking at Kevin.
Uh-huh.
Staring at Sami. Looking at Kevin. Staring at Sami.
Kevin, Sami, Kevin, Sami.
Something about something. Old Sami was telling him something. Anyways, that's the end of Survivor Series War Games, guys. If you stick around, I guess they're going to have some weird press conference or whatever next, but we're not going to.
Not on here, but yeah.
Anyways, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. If you're just joining us or just kind of stepping in, Roman Reigns' group did win
The bloodline.
the War
surprised
Games
there's
for the
nobody.
men's. They did win by Kevin Owens getting pinned by Jay. Thanks to Sami, low blow, and a Halula kick to Kevin. Made sure that Jay could pin him quite easily. Anyways, we'll see what happens in the fallout of the after show on Raw. We'll see how well everything works on Monday for these guys, right?
Right, yeah, it was a pretty good show. We had 5 matches, only 5 matches, but 2 of them lasted well over 40 or 30 minutes.
Yep. Chris says, Uncle Howdy glitch, LOL. Piccolo says, Raw gonna get a remote feed of Sami getting a tribal tattoo. Vindicator says, so Travis and Dalitha, what was your favorite match of the night? I will see you guys again on Monday.
You know what? There wasn't a bad one, except for maybe Ronda and Shotzi, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And they kept it short. It was only like 7 minutes.
So it wasn't
And
so
so
terrible.
to be honest, every match was good. And that is, can't go wrong when you can say that.
But what was your favorite match of the night, Travis?
Well, the last one had the most storyline attached to it, so I'll just say the last one, the Bloodline one.
Yeah. Piccolo says, damn good show. Martha says, glad for once SmackDown finally won. And Piccolo says, Roman and the four lousy Usies or Lucy Usies. Lucy Usies. Yep, and that happened.
The Uso Penitentiary. Yeah, it was really good. And like I said, you know, each match was good, and they bookended them with the War Games matches, but we had, who started it? It was Esther and Dakota, right? They were the first ones in there. And
yes.
then the advantage went to Team Bayley.
Yes.
Right? So then Io Shirai came out, and then Asuka to make it even again.
Yep.
And then, who came out after that? That was Bayley came out third, right? It was kind of a weird one. Mm-hmm. Or was it Nikki? ASH. I think it was Bayley came out.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was Bayley. Anyways, and then after that we had Bliss. No, it was Nikki. And then we had Bliss. And then we had Bayley. And then we had Mia.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Rhea. And then we had Becky.
Yeah.
And that match was actually pretty good. And then Becky ended up pinning Dakota.
Yes.
In that one, right at the 39:40 mark. So
yeah.
almost 40 minutes into that.
Yep, it was.
And that one lasted actually longer than the men's.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a really good match.
It wasn't too bad.
And then after that, we had AJ Styles and Finn Balor, which surprised me.
Mm-hmm. That was surprising they had that one
I thought they would
next.
do the Ronda and Shotzi one there.
Mm-hmm.
But with AJ coming out ahead at 18:24 on that one, that was the time, obviously, 18 minutes, 24 seconds, right around 18 and a half minutes. AJ won that one.
He did win.
And clean.
Yep.
They both members had, you know, like the Retribution or whatever they're called, had their guys.
The Judgment Day had Damian and Dominic out there.
And AJ had the OC, and then the OC chased off Damian and Dom.
Yep. And so it was just AJ and Finn that were out there in the actual match.
Right.
So.
And then Shotzi versus Ronda, with Shayna Baszler came out with her, and Shotzi would have had Rackrod with her.
Yep.
But Rackrod had dislocated her elbow on SmackDown in a match with Ronda, so that wasn't happening. Although it does set up a little bit of a winter feud, you guys, with Rackrod and Ronda, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Ronda holds on to the title. I know a lot of people won't be happy with that. But
right.
You don't want to see titles changing before anything special comes to fruition.
Right. Yep.
Anyways, in the meantime, in the back, Jay's trying to get Sami kicked out of the Bloodline. Roman's saying, hey, I'll talk to him. Sami comes back and talks to Roman and
tells him everything that happened between him and Kevin Owens.
Tells him what happened. He's like, look, I didn't really talk. It was all Kevin Owens, and there was really nothing to talk about. And I didn't want to tell Jay what was happening because he had a match later on, and it was for the advantage, and it was important to everybody.
Yep.
Anyways, and then we had Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, and Seth Rollins
for the
United States Championship. And, you know, Seth had that in hand, I believe.
He did. He was doing pretty good.
And then he had Austin in a vertical suplex, basically, and then Bobby nailed him with a spear, which hurt him. And Austin fell down on top of Seth, and they got the 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And then we had the men's war game match. And the men's war game match was, it started out with Butch and Jay. Yep. And then it went right to Ridge Holland. He came out next, and then Sami came out, which was a surprise. Actually, they were going to bring out Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy was coming out, and Roman grabbed him and sent out Sami.
Yep.
And so then Sami came out. He was pretty slow getting in. It took actually over a minute and a half to get in there. Then Drew McIntyre came out, which is the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah, it was weird.
Almost the biggest surprise of the match to me.
Yeah,
was
it
Drew
was
came
weird.
out third.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, Kevin Owens going to come out last.
Right.
Anyways, and then we had Jimmy show up.
Yep.
And then we had Kevin Owens show up. And I was like, well, if Kevin Owens makes Sheamus last, that doesn't make any sense to me. Anyways, then Solo Sikoa comes out and kind of cleans house a little bit. And then when Roman's on his way down, by then Butch, Ridge, Drew, Kevin, and Sheamus had basically cleared out the ring.
Yep.
They were on their side. The other team was on their side. So when Roman got in, it was a face-off. It was 5-on-5 face-off. And then the match started. And from that moment forward, it was 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So it was a very short match once everybody got in there. But it took them 28 minutes to get everybody inside the cage. which it is a longer match, but I can tell you this, it makes that pay-per-view fly by.
Yeah.
When 2 of your 5 matches are
very active with lots of
with
people.
countdowns, because I think
with
countdowns
make
speed everything up.
It does.
Just like the Royal Rumble coming up next, we're going to have 2 big countdowns in that one. That match lasts forever.
Yep.
Like,
Veronica is in the chat from Greenland. Hey, Veronica, thanks for hanging out with us. Robbie says, spicy win for the Bloodline. Chris says, are they going to do a storyline press conference fight? I don't think so.
probably not.
Amar is in the chat asking who won. We just went over that. But if you're just asking about the War Games match between the men, it was Roman Reigns, Bloodline. They won.
Yeah.
Martha's calling them SmackDown for once. SmackDown, but I guess you could call them SmackDown. But not everybody on the group is from
I feel like
SmackDown.
Kevin Owens is not on SmackDown, but I could be wrong. He might be on SmackDown now full time, and you would know more than me probably.
Well, I thought Drew was on SmackDown.
Definitely is.
And so the other team can't be Raw. So SmackDown didn't win if you count Roman on Raw, but Roman's like SmackDown. So
I think the men were from Raw and the women were from SmackDown, or vice versa. The women were from Raw and the men were from SmackDown.
Yeah. Anyways, Veronica's like maybe Ronda. So Ronda did win and retain the title. Of course, she did against Shotzi and everything like that.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yep. And then Seth lost to Austin Theory. Austin Theory is the new United States champion. So we'll see how all that plays out with Bobby Lashley and everything going on there.
Austin Theory finally got his title, right?
He did. He got his title back.
He was trying to cash in Money in the Bank, which made no sense to anybody. Nobody that watched that. I mean, Triple H in the back calling the shots didn't even think it made sense.
Right? It was just weird. Anyways, but thanks for hanging out with us tonight, everybody who stuck around or came back or was with us. We really appreciate all of you for hanging out with us. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
And give us some likes and thumbs ups and the other shit. And
do some subscribing and stuff. We'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mondays and Friday, of course, for Raw and SmackDown. And then we are here Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Have a great rest of your weekend if you still have some weekend left. Watch some soccer/football, whichever one in your country it's called, and also football in the United States as in actual NFL football.
Right.
All right, everybody. Once again, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Everybody take care out there, and we will see you on Monday night for Raw.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.